Lifebrary, a podcast dedicated to your personal story. A story which is not merely a collection of events, but a powerful chronicle that encapsulates the essence of who you are. Understanding the importance of your personal story is to recognize the significance of your voice in the grand symphony of life. Let's get connected.
I want to talk about my parents. My parents were both born in Arecibo, Puerto Rico, and my father came to the United States, settled in Milwaukee in 1952, and went back to Puerto Rico and asked my mom to marry him. And she said, sure. And they got married, and she came to Milwaukee in 1954. They settled on the south side of Milwaukee near Mitchell Street, where at that time there was a small pocket of Puerto Ricans settling in. The majority of the Puerto Ricans who had come after World War II had settled in on the east side of Milwaukee. So they proceeded to have 7 children in 7.5 years, and we were all born in Milwaukee except for my brother, who my mother was pregnant when she went to visit her mother in Puerto Rico and had him there. And we grew up in Bayview, which is now Bayview. My dad wanted us to not be in the small little community that we had been born into. He wanted us to, just be somewhere different. So we were raised in the outskirts of Bayview off of Lincoln and Howell area. We went to a local grade school, the junior high and the high school, all of us there. But I just remember when we were growing up, we didn't have a lot, as other people around us didn't have a lot. But my parents always made sure that we always had Christmases were special. My dad would either go and knock at the Pfister Hotel or the Mark Plaza. He'd knock on the door and see if they needed help dishwashing or whatever, and would work there for weeks to get the extra money so we'd have presents for Christmas. Or they would actually sometimes take out a loan at Christmas, a loan for like $120 or $100, so that we would each have certain things for Christmas. We always got a new pajama set and a robe, and then we got either a doll or a truck or something like that. So we were always guaranteed of having something like that. We never had Christmas morning presents. We always had Christmas Eve. My mother would make different little appetizers, like sausage and guava paste, or crackers and sausage and cheese, and she'd make a punch, and we would open our presents on Christmas Eve and then play with the games, whatever games we got. We got Monopoly mostly every year, because by the end of the year we destroyed it, or it had gone up in the air when somebody argued. But anyway, we would stay up most of the time all Christmas Eve playing with our stuff, and then Christmas morning, it was a regular day. Some years we'd go to church, some years we wouldn't. But I just remember that they worked very, very hard to give us the things we had. And as a kid, I just remember not being real happy. I wanted my parents to be like Ozzie and Harriet, or like Fred McMurray and My Three Sons. I had always been, I wouldn't say ashamed, but just not comfortable with being poor, not understanding that they did the best they could. As I grew older and became a social worker and saw other families and how they handled the situations they were in, I realized that my parents actually did a wonderful job at treating us and giving us as much as they could. And it's not only the material things that they gave us, but just they instilled in us work ethics and treating people with respect. And we've all turned out good. None of us committed crimes. None of us were involved in drugs. And I think we've all married and had families that our families are successful also. And I think it all comes down from them. My mom had a second grade education, and my father might have gone to like fourth grade. So neither of them had any formal education, but they were very smart with life and experiencing life, especially at the time they came to Milwaukee when it was hard for them to get jobs. My mother worked as across the street from where they lived, there was a nursing home, and my father knocked on the door and pushed my mom in front and said, "She work." And they said, "What?" And he goes, "She work." And he didn't know any English, even though my mom said she thought he knew a lot of English when he only knew, like, hi, goodbye, thank you, and she work. So they said, "What, you want her to work?" And they said they'd hire her, and they put her in the kitchen to work. And little by little, from the kitchen, she went to MATC and got her nurse's aide license and worked as a nurse's aide there till the nursing home closed when they put the expressway in off of 4th and Orchard. But that was her work experience, and then his was factory work. He ended up in West Dallas working at motor casting and would take 2 buses because neither of them drove. And so he would take the bus 11 or 15 from over on Howell and Lincoln to Greenfield, and then take the Greenfield bus west to motor castings. So they did the best they could, and I think now as an adult, I'm just proud that I was able to have the parents that I did and experience the life I had with my brothers and sisters and my family.